Hey there, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Clarity Edge. Today we will be today we will be talking about accountability and responsibility. How is everybody doing today? Now, if you're tuning in for the first time and wondering what is Clarity Edge, we are a weekly program happening at 8 p.m. every Tuesday evening. So very glad everybody can join us today on Clarity Edge. Now, if you're tuning in here, please do let me know if you can hear me, because sometimes the sound system get a bit wonky, right? So please do comment whether you can hear me or not, and I will be really appreciative. All right, so let's hop into today's topic of the day. Now, I was having a coaching session earlier this week with one of my clients, right? And we were talking about her challenges when it comes to employees that lack so-called initiative. Now, naturally, whenever we face a business challenge, it appears in one form, but the cause of the problem might be something else completely. So today, we eventually went down to this topic of accountability versus responsibility. So that will be the topic for today. Okay, my friends, my clients, my suppliers, my vendors. If we happen to have meaningful conversations throughout the week, I'm always taking note and always thinking about what would be a great conversation to be on the Clarity Edge for our weekly program. All right, so let's go in. Okay, the topic today, we will talk about what is accountability, we'll talk about what is responsibility, and we will go through a little bit of examples, right, to understand what's going on, and some pro tips when it comes to working with accountable and responsible people and how to make sure the match makes sense. Okay, right, so there you go. What is accountability? Now, if you're tuning in, just tuning in or just watching for the first time, I want you to take a pause for a moment and think about what exactly is accountability in our context, in our conversation here today. How do you understand accountability? How will you define it? How will you understand it? Okay, just take a moment. Okay, think about it. Okay, just think about it. I'm going to go off for a bit, like 10 seconds. Just think about it. What is accountability? And if you are here, do key in the comment box or whatever, what is accountability? So what is it? Okay, so if you Google it, which I'm sure some of you have, okay, you will see the definition here: the fact or condition of being accountable and responsibility. In here, they are saying that accountability and responsibility have some kind of connection, and therefore it kind of means the same thing. Now, today, for the purpose of today's discussion, and my operational definition of these two words is a little bit different, actually very different, which I'll be sharing. If I look at the word accountability, it comes from two words, in my opinion. It has the word ability and account, right? So basically, accountability is the ability to count. If I give you the accountability, or if you have the accountability, it's all about you having the right to count it. So, for example, I say I need. Okay, this example I'll be talking about later. So let's say you are accountable to making sure that we have that these people are well trained to cook Maggi mee. Okay, so that's your accountability, right? You are accountable to make sure I have 10 people who can cook wonton mee. Now, what constitutes as cook and what constitutes as a wonton mee? You have to make a decision. Then, if you say they are okay and you pass it to me and I eat the wonton mee, I'm like, this is completely BS. It's not wonton mee at all. Then I will take it up with you because you have the ability to count. Okay, you actually make sure that is accountability. I mean, you are accountable for the outcome. That means you put your reputation, put your name on the line, put your track record on the line to say this is yes or this is no, whether is it a wonton mee or not. Okay, so that's accountability. The next word that we're talking about is what is responsibility. And if you take a lead from my previous definition of accountability, you will also arrive at the conclusion that responsibility means the ability to respond. Both accountability and responsibility are linked to ability. One is the ability to respond, one is the ability to count. Now, if I don't, for example, let's say, for example, okay, let's just do an example here. This is a piece of red Lego brick. Now, somebody has quality control that accepted that this is a good Lego brick available to be sold in the market. Somebody touch it, feel it, look. I know it's a machine, okay? I'm just using an example here. Somebody touch it, touch it, feel it, smell it, taste it, whatever, and say this is good enough, right? So this is what is a good Lego brick, and let it go. Now, if I tell you to be accountable for the outcome of the Lego brick counting, I mean the Lego brick quality, but I don't train you, I don't tell you what is this Lego brick about, what is considered good quality, what's a good hardness, how red is red, how blue is blue, and how many buttons need to be on this Lego. I don't tell you this. You have no ability to count. You're not equipped, you're not trained, you don't know how to check for the quality, there's no checklist, there is nothing, right? So you can't even make an assessment of this. Now, responsibility means the ability to respond. Now, if I ask you to do something, and I say, can you please go and do open heart surgery for my dad? I said, it's your responsibility to do it. You see, bullshit. Okay, it's not responsible because I don't know how to do open heart surgery. You can't hold me responsible for doing open heart surgery. I have no idea how to do open heart surgery, right? So you need to have the ability to respond to something. That means the ability to do it, and you also need to have the ability to count. That means you have to equip me on how to count the thing, right? So these are the two understanding. Yeah, here we go talk about some examples. Now let's look at this. Let's say, for example, I am your boss, and I tell you, I said, hey, hey, Mr. James, can you please get me 100 chairs because I have a seminar coming up. I need 100 chairs in the auditorium for my talk, okay? Because I'm a very professional speaker and I want to be speaking in a professional environment, and I got this room, I got this space, can you get me 100 chairs? And you, being the guy who is very accountable, okay, got me this setup over here, this setup over here. Now, okay or not? It depends, right? It depends whether you, so I'll tell you like, hey, why do you get me this set of chairs? Then you can tell me, you know what, Vernon, there isn't a single chair left in the whole world. I have managed to get you the last 100 chairs in the world, and these are the last 100 chairs. Let me give you my word, this is it. I will be very appreciative and say, wow, that's a lot of initiative. Wow, you actually, instead of coming back, hey, Vernon, I couldn't find 100 identical chairs of seminar room quality, so I decided to bring no chairs at all to your seminar. That obviously is the worst kind of situation, right? So the guy that's accountable actually approves this, right? Then if I get angry or praise somebody, I will get angry or praise the person that's accountable. Now, obviously, the person that's very hardworking, very responsible, the guy actually carrying the chairs, right, might be another team completely or another person completely. We don't know, okay? So, just saying, okay? So, understand so far, right? Accountable is a guy that actually signs off on these chairs. Now, next, let's look at our favorite MRT brand in Singapore, right? So SMRT, okay? Over here is, I think, Desmond Quek, maybe, yeah, former Army big shot general, something like that, okay? Right, so he became the CEO of SMRT, right? So as many of Singaporeans know and constantly crack jokes about, the trains always break down. Now, Mr. Desmond Quek, may I ask a question, everybody who is listening, does Mr. Desmond Quek have the ability to repair the tracks when the tracks or the train or the electric system or whatever breaks down? The fella doesn't know how to fix it. He might know something about it, but I'm pretty sure he hasn't actually touched the undercarriage of a train before, okay? And neither should he, okay? He's a CEO, he's not a mechanic, okay? So he has no ability to respond. So he's not responsible for fixing the train when it breaks down. He is accountable to the shareholders and investors and the board that reports to for the profits and the good functioning of this SMRT business, right? So that's what he's accountable for. He has the responsibility to plan his maintenance and his business in such a way that there is preventive maintenance, there is proactive maintenance or whatever, making sure the train always breaks down. Now, I myself am a owner of motor vehicles. Okay, specifically, I have motorcycles. All right, so if I send it for regular maintenance, it's not going to break down on me. Now, every time I go to the mechanic, there are some stuff I need to change. My correct response to him is, should I change it right now? He said, yes, you should change it right now. Versus I say, you know what, let the bike break down and then I will send it over for you to service. Now, that is highly irresponsible of myself regarding my own motor vehicles, right? I mean, I'm just digressing here. Okay, so basically, what you understand is that Mr. Desmond Quek over here is accountable to make sure the business runs well, profitable, okay, and commuters are happy, right? That's what he's accountable for. He's responsible for planning the business in a particular way because he's empowered to do the planning. Now, what's his name here? Mr. Noor, okay, 30 years old, who is repairing or maintaining the undercarriage of the train. He is responsible for doing the maintenance. He is accountable, okay, to the completion of his maintenance job, right? He is not responsible for planning his own maintenance schedule, his pay structure, his incentive structure, etc., etc. Clear? Okay, very different. Now let's look at another thing that I always have this. I always get this complaint from my fellow business owner friends, okay, regarding this question of initiative. Okay, let me explain to you what I mean. Just imagine you work for me and I come to you and say, hey, hey James, how's it going? Do you mind? Here is, okay, let me just take my wallet out. And I said, hey, you know what? Here is $5. Okay, can you please buy me a bubble tea? Okay, because I'm going into a meeting. I'm going to be very busy. I'm very tired. I don't have to eat. I just need something to put in my stomach to tahan me as I go through my meetings. Just get me a bubble tea. Please go to this specific shop because it's my favorite shop. Get me the whatever bubble tea, okay? I give exact name, Royal, whatever bubble tea, original, go. Then you go to the shop and you look at the shop and the shop closed. It's not open that day. So you took the $5. You took, Vernon told me to go and buy him this bubble tea from this shop and gave me $5. I look at the shop is closed, so I couldn't do it. Turn around, walk back, sit down in the office chair. Then when I come out of the meeting, I was like, hey, I'm going to another meeting. Where's the bubble tea I asked you to buy? You said, oh, sorry, Vernon, the shop's closed. Here's your $5. Please take it back. Obviously, I'm going to be real cheesed off. Okay, and then I will say something lame and stupid like, you have no initiative, right? But is it true that you have no initiative? Depends, right? I mean, so it depends on the kind of relationship we have, the kind of culture we have in our organization, the kind of dynamics that we have. Now, if I treat you as a responsible person, I gave you $5, I told you to go to this place to buy, and every other shop in the area, for example, have drinks that exceed $5, you can't afford to buy any other drinks. You just decided not to do anything, and then I said, hey, you know, you have no initiative. Not fair to you, right? You are actually reacting according to your environment, according to the resources given to you by your leader or your manager or your director. So it doesn't mean that you have no initiative. What it means is that I expected accountability, you were only responsible. Now in society, okay, who do you think is more valued in society? Do you think responsible people are more valued in society? Or do you think accountable people are more valued in society? What do you think? Well, if you ask me, I already didn't, but I will just answer myself. People who are accountable are more valued by society. Okay, people who are responsible are also very valued, but the accountable people are the people who get it done. The people who bring in whatever chairs when there's no other chairs left. They will still get something for people to sit on. They will do whatever. Okay, so yeah, just so you know, okay, people who are accountable are more valued in society. Objectively speaking, I'm not saying that who is more important, but generally people hire, promote people who are very accountable. You have to have certain degree of skill set and responsibility, obviously, but you need this layer called accountability for you to rise and go to the next level. All right, that's accountability versus responsibility. Okay, common mistakes, okay, done by entrepreneurs and business owners and team leaders. You mix up both accountability and responsibility. You can't tell the difference between the two. Now, very simple. Most of us will naturally promote people who are very accountable, not necessarily only responsible with what they are. Now, imagine I only have this job. My job is to buy bubble tea for Vernon. Now, 365 days, 364 days, you buy bubble tea for me, sweet. Then on the 365th day, the shop is closed. You went to the shop is closed. You took the money, went back, sit down, and returned me the money. Now you have done a tremendously great job buying me bubble tea for 364 days. But on the day where something goes different, you are completely useless. Okay, on that day. Now I'm not going to promote you and put you in an environment where it will require more accountability when you are just very responsible as a person to do a very narrowly defined task. In Singapore society today, I don't think that's necessarily the right direction to take. You can't just be a person who is very responsible that can just do things. Okay, you need to also level up yourself and be interested and focus on this thing called accountability so that people will value you more, people will appreciate you more, people want to have deeper relationship with you because they know that you can be relied upon and you make it happen. Whereas responsible people will only do what they are tasked to do and given the ability. They won't think out of the box. They won't come up with different pattern and different suggestions. They won't think for you. They just take the $5, go to the bubble tea shop, buy the bubble tea, and come back. All right. Next, promoting or partnering people for skills and not attitude. So accountability is largely an attitude thing, I would say. It's not exactly something you can train people. Some people just can't take it if they're not accountable. They have to be accountable. They're naturally accountable. Okay. So I won't say naturally, but they just have that nature in them. So yeah, so promoting or partnering people for skills. So sometimes you promote your partner who is very good at, let's say, okay, you are working in a business and you know this guy, and this guy's really good at making shoes, and you're in a shoe building business. Of course, I should promote the best master shoe craftsman to become my partner because he is so important to my business. Not necessarily, okay, because he might be really good at making shoes, but the day comes when he needs to do a little bit different, think out of the box, solve a problem that had never been solved before. He will be like, hey, this is not my problem, bro. I only make shoes. I'll be making shoes. Right? I don't do anything else. I only make shoes. It's the same thing as my helper, my assistant, right? Hey, sorry, Vernon, you only told me to buy bubble tea. I only know that shop. I only know how to walk there. I only know how to travel there. I only familiar with that waitress or that cashier. I only know how to order that drink, and I only got this $5, not $6, not $4, got $5. So I'm not gonna like change shop, change location, buy something else. Sorry, man, that's not my cup of tea. I only can do this thing for you, Vernon, and I'll do it the best. I'll buy you the bubble tea the most consistent. I'll get you to the same shop all the time. I won't change the shop. I won't miss the shop. Yeah, okay, it's important. I get it, right? Sure, right? But if you want to get promoted in life, you want to become a business partner, you want to get associate people, you want to level up, you want to build a bigger, better world, better life for yourself and those around you, you got to level up from only responsibility to accountability and responsibility. Now, I do copywriting as one of my skill sets, so I write stuff. Okay, so I am responsible for writing the words on a website, right? Only I can write it to that level, so I'm the guy that's responsible for writing it. Now, accountability means but I'm accountable for a lot of things like bringing in deals, right? This month I brought in 5 deals, okay, for my group of companies. So what it means is that this was the best you can get. Okay, Vernon has tried his very, very best. There isn't 101 chairs in the world. There's only 100 chairs in the world, and the 100 chairs are here. So you got to trust that this is the best I've done. Why would you trust me? Because I'm accountable. How do you know I'm accountable? Because you have a relationship with me. You have tested me over the years. You have concluded that this guy really does his stuff, and this is like the best that you can get. Obviously, I'm a little bit exaggerating here, but you get what I'm trying to say. You must promote people or partner people based on their attitude of accountability, right? Skills, great. You can promote them, but it's a more linear kind of growth trajectory, not so much growth like really booms kind, okay? Next, they don't know the difference, okay? Most bosses and entrepreneurs don't know the difference between accountability and responsibility. So because of that, they don't really evaluate their staff or their team members or their people well and correctly according to this matrix. They assume that just because a guy can make good shoes, buy good bubble tea consistently, this person is a good worker and I should promote the person until ad infinitum. Okay, that means to just promote all the way. Not necessarily, okay, as we mentioned. Similarly, you can get a very accountable person to join your team, and this guy can sign a kind of accountability contract with you. He'll deliver certain KPIs, provided you offer certain kind of resources, certain kind of stuff. Then he will just leapfrog over all the people that in the company is just very good at buying bubble tea directly and only. Because this guy is here to say, I don't care about bubble tea, I don't care about chairs and tables, I don't care about SMRT tracks. I'm going to make money for the company, I'm going to grow the company, I'm going to bring the company to this country, that country, I'm going to do this and that. Then this guy delivers because he has delivered before and he will deliver again, right? So that's why you're going to give him equity or give him shares or give him a profit share or something like that. Okay? Know the difference, communicate the difference. All right, next one, messing up the expectations. Again, why are you so lacking of initiative? You say this to your staff, you're dead. Your staff immediately will become lack of initiative and don't friend you anymore. And then he'll go all millennial on you, and then after that, he'll quit your company. Okay, it's like that. Because that's just the world we live in. Like, your job is to manage everybody's expectations. Guess what, guys? If you know how to engage the millennials, they'll work harder than you can ever imagine people can work. They'll be so resourceful, you can't believe it. They can learn nearly anything on YouTube. They can be really, really driven and do things that you won't even dream that you or your company can do. Just provided you manage the expectation. Now, pro tip. The next section is pro tip, okay? But pro tip of the pro tip first, right, is this, okay? Now, expectation, right, is what runs the whole world, okay? When you set the expectation right, you can exceed it. If you set the expectation right, you also can miss it, it's true. But when you don't set an expectation, the chances of you missing the expectation mark is huge, okay? So please, guys, set expectation, let everybody know. This is victory, this is defeat, this is the space you can exit at this point. They must know. Again, also like, what you expect? I expect you to just be responsible. Don't need to be accountable. I'm paying you $8.50 per hour. Just be responsible, can really, okay? Don't need to think so much. Hey, I'm paying $25,000 a month, man. You better bring me in $1 million of sale every quarter, okay? Because I don't care who you need to talk to, who you need to play golf with, how many liters of whiskey you need to drink. Just bring the sales in because you have committed to this, and you will use the resources you have to generate that kind of value. All right. Next, pro tips. Remember, guys, partner accountable people, hire responsible people, right? So people who are very responsible, you work with them because they want to work in a fixed and controlled environment. All right, don't go and stress the bubble tea buyer, okay, with all these different patterns of dietary requirements, and don't you know, you should predict people's desire and needs and wants and kind of thing. Don't do it, okay? You stress them out. Pay them $8.50 per hour, $1,000 per hour, $10,000 per hour, or whatever. Get them to do the job, go home, like a doctor, okay? Surgeon comes in, does the operation, get paid 10K, 20K, goes home, okay? He doesn't need to like journey with you to complete recovery or whatever, because that's not his gig. He needs to go and cut open another guy and sew them up. You can go and talk to the physiotherapist or whatever to like journey with you and stuff like that, okay? So that's because his skill is there. Partner accountable people. When I talk partner, you can again check out my banner over here, okay? And check out my YouTube page where you will get to see what I mean by partnership, risk sharing, profit sharing, all that kind of stuff, you can go check out on my YouTube. There's some short videos, you can check it out. So know the difference, okay? Okay, next, the sharing of risk must come with the benefit of reward. Now, if you want to work with people who are accountable, you need to have a benefit of reward sharing dynamics with them. Okay, don't just hey take all the benefit and then share the risk with him. But when thing goes up, you win, he win a little bit, you win more. This is BS because if you're dealing with smart people or experienced people or respectable people, they're going to see through your BS immediately and don't look an idiot. Okay. Make a reasonable and sincere value proposition to people. They will understand that it's sincere and they will take and they will partner with you. If you don't, and you make something stupid, they will just look at you and say, you like that one, okay, thanks, bye. Then you just walk out. Okay, you're gonna lose opportunity, right? So understand, when you work with accountable people, you need to share with them the benefit or reward. You can decide what the benefit or reward is, but don't be so silly as to think that you can just buy them with $8.50 per hour or whatever, $20 per hour or whatever. All right, expectation management is key when solving impossible problems. Now, as a growth consultant and a branding consultant and a marketing consultant and all kinds of consultant, right? Essentially, I help people solve impossible problems. Now, expectation management becomes key. Why? Because I am supposed to help them solve a problem that they cannot solve themselves and has never been solved before in the world. Okay, how am I supposed to bring this up for them? Now, I have a healthy track record of helping people solve impossible problems. In fact, I have operation and systematize it. I solve near impossible problems nearly on a daily basis. Okay, but what I can say is that you need to manage their expectation. Let them know what is reasonable and what is unreasonable, where is up, where is down, and where is the spread, and how you guys manage within that surface area. So expectation is key. And what does expectation management mean? Expectation management, we need to tell them, hey, Mr. Client, when we are successful, it's going to be $10. When we are unsuccessful, it's going to be $2. Okay, it won't drop below $2. Thus, can you survive if we hit it at $2? No, Vernon, I can't survive at $2. I'll be wiped out at $5. I say, great, fantastic. Okay, we're not going to work together anymore because clearly we are mismatched to expectation. I'm not confident I can deliver for you that kind of reality. They say, oh no, Vernon, okay, never mind. Even if you declare $2, I'm okay, right? I just want to know that ideally it should be $5 and above. I say, okay, I'm just letting you know it might drop to $2. And then we do the project. We go at $8. Everybody is happy, so no problem. But guess what, guys? There is never a problem when everybody's happy. The problem only comes along when it becomes $2 or $1.50, and then you will bust some ass. Okay, so just understand expectation management is key. Next, when in doubt, ask. When disappointed, always give them the benefit of the doubt. Now, storytelling time, guys. I had an opportunity to be to be familiar with a pair of good friends, and they have a business working relationship together. Now, basically, one guy, let's just call him A, have a relationship, business professional relationship with a guy called B. Okay, so A and B, right? So what happened was A was servicing B. Okay, so A serviced B to do a particular job. Okay. B says that, hey, A, your service quality cannot make it. It's below my expectation. I'm very fast. I need fast answers. I need you to be on the ball. I need you to be answering my phone call every day. I need you to be responding during weekends. Then A was like, hey man, I'm an outsourced guy. Okay, so we work according to a schedule, a timetable. I give you the system. We have a process for this kind of things. I'm here to service you. I'm here to answer your questions, but there is a process, right? Then B said, hey, no, I'm paying you, man. I should jump the queue. Then A says, hey, you know what, guys? Everybody's paying me. I can't have everybody jump in the queue, right? So how is this going to work out? So the whole relationship, right, became not very pleasant because clearly B felt that he wasn't getting the value for money, and A felt that this B is very unreasonable as a client. Whose fault? Nobody's fault, okay? If you have a business for a while, you get this on like a weekly basis from either your friend or your client or your whoever. There is no end to this, okay? Sometimes it's a legacy problem, sometimes it isn't. So yeah, so when in doubt, ask, hey, Vernon, I noticed that you haven't been responding to a message over the weekend. Do you normally not answer people on the weekend? This is quite important to me because sometimes I feel that my problems, I feel very anxious about my problem. I need them to be addressed immediately because I have a lot of stakeholders I need to answer to. Then maybe you will say, oh, actually, if that's the case, maybe our arrangement isn't ideal because I can't really handle that kind of quick response time because of the nature of my business and the way it's being set up. I can do 2 working days at best, at worst 2 working days, at best 1 working day. I can't do the like half an hour answer you kind of situation because I'm in meetings as well. So you must have that communication. Now, when you're disappointed, right? Now, again, true story. I used to be in not used to be, I'm in various kind of organizations of different types. There was once I was very disappointed by this particular individual in my team. This particular person isn't delivering his or her share. This person isn't doing his or her a role, I was very disappointed. And I said, oh, this person is not very serious, not very impressed. How can this person do things like that? No standard, blah, blah, blah. So in my heart, right, all the bad things, is being like, coming up in my mind. Of course, I try to be very cool about it, non-confrontational and all that kind of stuff. Then suddenly I found out this person's child has leukemia. That's why this person is out of it, cannot focus, cannot do business properly, cannot, turn up on time. No heart in doing the work because totally distracted by the daughter having leukemia. Suddenly, my life is like boom. Suddenly, my life changed. Not my life changed, sorry. My perception changed. I say, suddenly I gave it a lot of birth. I'm damn chill about it. I say, you know what? It's okay. I'll just settle your final payment. You just take it easy. Don't worry about it. We take care of it. Suddenly, my whole disposition changed. So here's my suggestion to you. Okay, I follow this philosophy myself. Okay, pro tip. This is pro tip. I treat everybody like they're worth $20 million. I treat everybody like they're ultra high net worth people. And I treat everybody like they have a family problem that is hard and backbreaking. I assume everybody has a daughter with leukemia, has parents that are going to die next week, is going through a divorce, has a cheating spouse, and has a child that is failing in the PSLE and O-levels. I just assume everybody has impossible life problems to solve. I assume that everybody is an ultra high net worth person, and I assume that everybody knows somebody who is very important to me. That means I won't piss them off, right? Now, of course, if somebody's here to scam me, that's a different story. But generally speaking, I have this approach, which means, okay, if you are somebody that I know and I'm a complete jerk to you, guess what? I am still a jerk to you, even though you are all of those things, because you are just not a very good person to hang out with, okay? So this is my disposition in life. So I adopted this disposition, and it has benefited me tremendously. I treat everybody with the same kind of respect, okay? I don't see just because you're big, I should be like, wow, or see that you're so small fry, what's up? No, I don't have that disposition because I have that balance, okay? So yeah, this is, I don't know how I came to talk about this during accountability and responsibility, but hey, right, when in doubt, ask. When disappointed, always give them a benefit of the doubt. And I can show you, you will manage a good expectation. All right, thank you very much for tuning in yet another weekly episode of Clarity Edge. Next week, we'll be back here with a brand new topic, talking about business clarity. Again, we'll be back here next week talking about clarity through simplicity, helping you and I achieve profitability. All right, clarity seekers, I will see you guys next week. Peace out and have a great week ahead. Bye.